Okay, so we got to the point where we have already our 7th hour starting, and that means we're going to have Mr. Ace73 or Ace for short.
Hello.
We're gonna have his In My Mind session. He's gonna share his thoughts on a couple of replays, and I'm actually super hyped. I see you already like ranked up to like Diamond 1, and you're just
trying to climb back to Masters. Yeah.
So that's who we are dealing with, a former Masters team game expert. Very cool streamer.
I'd like to just roll with the chaos sometimes, you know. Team games, you gotta get used to it, you know. I love me some bread and butter standard macro play. It's my default, honestly, but like you play enough team games and something in your brain just snaps eventually, and you just have to learn how to roll with the chaos.
That's true. Man, team games are really chaotic, and if you can actually implement that chaos, or like, you know, you don't get phased by the chaos when it comes into the 1v1 situation, then you're actually even at an advantage. All right, so you said it's something weird that you could have won.
I did.
In a million other ways. I'm curious. Okay, I'll give you the leader, and you can host the replay.
Here we go.
And I'll let you be the lobby host as well, so you can speed up, slow it down, whichever you feel like.
Yeah, so I can highlight the key moments here. It's going to be on Crimson Court.
Thank you, Guarana, for joining. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Okay, so
and as you can see, it's going to be versus Death himself.
Versus Death. Okay.
This guy's name is Death, you know, and when I see this kind of name, you know, Death, you know, Night Shadow Reaper Gamer 420 XXX, you know, I just know immediately what kind of Protoss I'm dealing with. I'm like, okay. All so right. I'm prepared, but I'm still gonna go for the standard, you know, going for a hatch.
Do we go on your vision, or how do we want to do this?
Yeah, if we want to look at my vision, just so we can not have spoilers, I guess, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess production tab. If you want to look at production tab, that's probably a good way to give you a hint at what's going on here.
Yeah,
you can already see. I see the probe coming in the vision here, but I'm like, I went up for the 16 hatch, so I should be able to get it if he's. Yep, I saw him poke through there. Now, if you were on my vision, you saw for a second there.
Yeah,
this probe.
Just for a second, yeah.
Yeah, just for a second, and I'm like, that's where he is.
Man.
So I'm gonna. Just already
like some different approach, because you don't really see someone scout with a drone, so I suppose you kind of
so that's
expected it to be like this.
Yes, well, it's also my standard. Yeah, it's Penelope the Paranoia drone. So it's something that I came up with for ZVP. Yeah, basically, you know, sometimes you send a drone out to like your third, you know, if you're trying to take the other base, if they want to pylon block your natural, right? Yep. And then it's sort of like evolved into also scouting for proxies. So what I'm doing is just sending an extra drone like before my hatchery. It's like 100 minerals earlier. You send that drone out, and I send it to wherever the overlord is not scouting, basically, because you send the 13 overlord to the other side, and you can see my overlord here. It's actually got a rally set to that little corner pocket.
Yeah,
because on this map there's a little corner pocket where you could hide a proxy, you know, so I'm looking for that too, even though nobody's ever done it to me yet. I just like I see like, that on this map, and I'm like, I can think like a Protoss player. I know what they're gonna do with that spot.
Okay, so you're talking about the thing in front of the mineral wall, right? Is that what you mean by
in front of the gold mineral wall at the top center where the overlord is right now? Yeah, you can see it's scouting a little bit in that little path there.
Oh yeah, this is actually
and then there's
common.
Also,
you just mine this out, and you go proxy like a Stargate or something, or even like, you know, you proxy anything with it. Okay, so we see our Our boy here
yeah,
committing.
you can see now he's finally getting the cannons down here. And I'm pulling drones. Because I'm like, no.
Guys,
but unfortunately, he is going to do the double gateway and wall it off here. So I can't really do much about this. Right? And it's super late on getting the pylon here. If I wasn't late and I had 4 drones, like I could have been attacking this whole time right here. It's like 10 seconds I'm losing or something.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, he does get this up. But I cancel the hatch because, you know, the cannon is up, is my thinking. Yeah, I probably could have committed and lost some drones, you know what I mean? But like in the split moment, I just looked over and saw my hatch almost finish, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cancel it.
Okay, so
now I'm making some lings.
What's the plan for now?
So now now is when I see his base. And I'm like, oh, what is this wall, basically? And so you can see I'm making lings. Because I'm like, okay, he has, like, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could actually just like... get lings in there right now and just probably because he burnt,
like, 300 minerals here, so...
Yeah. It's like, there's a chance that I could just, you know, get lings in there and the game's over.
Your vision... Well, I kind of...
Because the cannons aren't gonna, like, walk into my base, you know? Like, I know eventually he's gonna, you know, make a robo and make a mortal, all this stuff, you know? Whatever he wants to do. He's got 2 gateways there, you know, he can do crazy stuff, right?
The freedom of Protoss, but, you know, right?
Yeah, right.
They
Protoss can do anything.
Exactly.
Yep, Ortosis memes are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the spine.
Oh, he did!
Yeah. So, unfortunately, he blocks me, but I've got this spine up in my main here, so I'm like, okay, he's not going to get into my main, and I got a hatchery out on the 3rd there, right?
Yep.
So I'm starting a lair, and I'm getting a roach warren. I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to nidus this guy.
Okay.
I would have loved to just swoop in with lings right here, but unfortunately, he had enough money to actually finish the wall before I could get there.
Yeah. Although it was kind of a late wall, that's for sure. I mean, you're gonna get in, I guess.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm doing this, if we go to everyone cam, like you can see he has like a little bit of money and a probe here still, right? He canceled one of these gateways, I guess.
Yeah,
he's got a zealot. Yeah.
I kind of peeked at it before.
Yeah, he's making another a cannon there. But he's making cannons at home right now, and he's focused on not dying, right? So he's not really trying to kill me. Like, maybe a better Protoss player would have done this better, like if I was playing against Florencio, the cannon master. But unfortunately, this guy, he lets me into his base. However, and I remember this here, this is painful. On my camera, I didn't even look at these lings, and he just does the perfect mineral drill right here. Oh, this is the response. Like, if you're a Protoss player and you hate lings coming in your base like this is what you do. Drill like this, perfect surround, bam.
Yeah. Oh, I think I did not even lose a single one, right?
Maybe I don't think he did. Yeah, maybe one.
Maybe because he lost.
So that was terrible for me. Especially at this stage in the game. How I'm not giving up hope. My rage, it's consuming me. This Protoss player.
How dare he?
He must pay for his sins. Making cannons in my base. No.
Oh,
so we're making an overlord drop here.
Okay.
Yep.
I need to start implementing
ready to elevator lings in here. Yep. Because, you know, the Nidus, it takes time, and you kind of have to have a lot of units, and it's a big commitment. You need gas, right? But, like, Overlord is cheap, and you can do that, like, while you're doing the Nidus and, like, prepping for that, you know? Like, lings are cheap, you know? You can just morph one of your Overlords into a transport, do a little elevator.
Oh, you also did a really nice drone drill there.
Yeah, getting rid of that Adept that he had in my base, I think. And then we're sending the lings in.
Yeah, this time you're looking at it, so.
getting a few probes. And now I'm not getting baited because I know he has cannons down there, and I'm like, no, my lings are just gonna run into the cannons. He's probably got some in his mineral line already. There's nothing here, so
there comes the
let's punish him for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite surprised that they kind of know that there's these things, and rather than like putting a single cannon there, you know, or like being aware of it, it's like, oh, Zerg is so imbalanced, you know. I kind of find myself guilty of that as well. I'm like, I know in the back of my head that the tool is available, and I should actually just, you know, expect that.
Every time I die to DTs, I'm like, oh my god,
DT's so imbalanced.
DTs, oh my god.
Oh no, please.
And
no,
oh yeah,
no.
I'm planning on moving in.
They got a new roommate.
Unfortunately, I don't really have the money for it right now. Yeah, and you know, I'm really like thinking a little bit about drones and stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe not quite yet, but I'm planning on doing it. The drone is there.
Yeah. It's like in the doorstep, basically.
And the plan, as you can see in the production tab there, is to make swarm hosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, at least. Makes a lot of sense because it's free units, and you just pressure from the high ground. It doesn't really have any counter to it.
Right. If you're already in a position where you can snowball a little bit, then like what's more cost efficient than swarm hosts, because they're literally free.
Okay, now he's doing what I was expecting him to do like 2 minutes ago. Just putting it in the depth.
Yeah, sends the adept in.
We already dealt with it like instantly, so. How many swarm hosts? Okay, was there like a number in your head? Or like how many you can squeeze
so
out?
like 6 to 8 is usually like the minimum, I think, for them to be effective.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna wait, I think, before I actually launch the first wave.
He probably doesn't know about this, right? No, he doesn't. Okay.
I don't think he would.
No, he had no vision of it, so.
Yeah, did he even see the
No, I don't think. I mean,
no, he didn't even see the infestation pit.
No.
Yeah, so he has no idea. And the locusts come in, and I'm going for this gas. So I might not get the Nexus, but yeah, you can get the gas, and it's like that slows down his tech a lot.
Yeah, and it's gonna be difficult to actually get the gas back.
Yeah. And then when I don't have like enough for a real full wave, like I usually like to stagger the swarm house into 2 waves.
Okay.
And when you don't really have enough for like a full wave, I was just like, whatever. I'll just send out like a few to burn some shield battery energy. Like it doesn't really matter too much how effective those are.
Okay.
I'm taking this base because of the gas here, and eventually I'm planning on using the swarm host to clear the cannons by my base. And he's got the void ray out. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to be able to make a hatchery here and move in. But I do commit to launching some more locust waves.
Yeah, I think you could have just saved your...
I could have, yeah, but I'm not going to leave them. I'm not going to
I was hoping for, I mean, it would surprise me if you did. I would like file a petition to like get you off of the Zerg race.
Right, report me to the Zerg Cabal.
Okay.
So now, you know, he's kind of in this game of like, does he go for the Nidus or does he go for the Swarm Host? Like, if he kills the Swarm Host, then the Nidus gets up and I get out with some. That's what happens here.
Yeah. I mean, this is still not that bad. You lost... Oh, wait, never mind, you lost 6.
Yeah.
I love that you saved the drone as well. It's like a small detail, but
I'm not sure of this at the moment, but I'm suspecting that he's mined out the mineral wall and he's expanded as his new natural up to the top here. And you can see on everyone cam, he's got both gases, it looks like, and about 8 workers on the probes.
Oh my god,
minerals, like, I mean, sorry.
Everything in terms of production. I love this one, Lonely Zealot.
And now we're using the Swarmhost to clear the cannons finally.
Luckily, shield batteries only have like 50 energy in the beginning.
Yeah.
If there's
he sent
no
a
nexus.
zealot into my new third base here. I think he actually gets this queen because I was doing too many things at once and I totally wasn't paying attention to it. I sent the roaches down there and I thought they were like far enough to deal with it, but they didn't get it.
They should.
He comes in with the Void Ray and that gets batted away by some queens. Coming in with 3 Void Rays now.
Honestly. Oh my god, he's gonna sack the Void Ray. He does. Oh my god.
Yeah, you see me pull back the queen, transfuse. I'm just like, no.
Are we allowed to like flame your opponent, Ace? Are we allowed to like flame your opponent?
I don't know. I mean, he might get offended. He
might get offended.
He's one of those. I feel like he's one of those edgelord gamers. That's what I think whenever I see one of those
I already love this in my mind session. It's so good.
No offense, by the way, if you're watching Mr. Death. We're just joking around. But whenever, it's true that whenever I see gamer names like that, I just think like 12-year-old.
Yeah, it's like, you know, how is it like Dev Gamer XXX 420XXX?
Yeah, right.
Oh man, even like Corruptors, like I didn't even realize that you were going for a Spire.
Yes. So yeah, here's where my response is a little bit spicy, and this is where the I could have won this in a million ways part comes into this. Because at this point, I'm sort of like assessing the situation, and I'm like, you know, what tools do I need? And I went for the Spire, right? You could have gone for Hydroden, but then I'm like, all the SimCity, and he's gonna be annoying and try to go to carriers, and I don't want to deal with that. Let's just preempt that. We're like way ahead, so we can just, you know, overproduce Corruptors and you know, have enough to piss on the Nexus after that and do some multi-prong, and because we have Swarmos already, right? We got Roach Tech, so like why don't we just do some Roach Swarmhost Corruptor, like, and we have the Nidus as well, so it's like, you know, we can do some really interesting multi-prong with this. So that's the approach that I decided to go for here. I was like, I'm just gonna pick them apart in like 3 different directions.
Okay.
So the Locust coming in, getting some free damage. You know, Void Rays are trying to retreat to the shield battery there. I'm trying not to overextend with the Corruptors and like get baited into a bunch of Stalkers or whatever he has. You can see I'm fighting for a little bit too long here, and I'm like, let's get out. But then the Void Ray follows me, so I'm like, okay. Free Void Ray.
Why not? Why not?
And I'm like, alright, let's piss on this base.
Yeah. Speak likes to say, like,
does come in with the Stalkers, and he's got a bunch of Stalkers warping in. Yeah. So here's where it gets a little bit fun. Because, you know, he's got enough Stalkers to deal with the Corruptors, so I can't just piss on it directly. So I'm like, what can we do about this here? I come up with an idea. It's going to take a minute for my plan to come into action, but what I'm planning to do is launch the Locust, come in with the Roaches at the same time, and also piss on the base. And then I'm just going to pull everything back as soon as the base dies, because that's all I'm really trying to do. And then also, you can see I pinged right there. That was actually a misclick. But it turns out to be accurate, where it says Ace is on the way. Because Ace is on the way.
Oh, man. So that's
coming in with the Stalkers. So I'm launching the Locust. This doesn't get too much right now because everything's here, so I'm like, okay, let's get over here, let's put some creep down. He just cancels the Nexus, it all is queens.
You're bullying him.
Maybe. I'm up 100 supply. Shush, shush.
Close to 100 army supply as well. Like,
yeah, it's you know, roaches and swarm hosts, which are like the two most supply heavy compositions you can go for, you know.
Even though
and
roaches are like
only actually 2. Yeah, I mean, they're only 2, but you know,
how many
for their
are swarm
effectiveness.
hosts actually? Is it like
there
4,
are 3, 5? I believe. Oh, I also have a second infestation pit for some reason I can't understand.
Oh, you played old school. You played an old school build where you went double upgrades. No,
yep.
And
yeah,
the
that was the
energy
plan,
upgrade.
Right? All right, so here's the fun moment here. We got the locusts landing here, and the corruptors are gonna do their job. The roaches are coming in. So, you know, he backs up because he doesn't want to fight the free units, right? And that gives me space to piss on the Nexus.
Yeah.
The roaches can get some free damage, and, you know, they body block for long enough for the corruptors to get out. And just like that, we got a Protoss Nexus dead. Who cares about how much SimCity he puts there and how many shield batteries? Yeah, I mean, just have corruptors.
Yeah, you can still piss on it. If you piss me off, I'll piss on you.
Right. No, I love my Protoss bros, but you know, some of you play like absolute jackasses, and you deserve to be punished. I'm sorry.
Sure you love them. Sure, you surely love them. Yeah.
No, really, I do. Protoss is a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to playing it. So I'm gonna be doing that when I
shameless plug. The There's gonna be Protoss ladder
shameless
in the
plug,
morning.
You know. No, not quite yet. I gotta finish Zerg campaign first.
No, I mean for me during this 24-hour stream, it's gonna be.
Oh,
like
nice.
A bit of Terran, a bit of Protoss. I think I'm gonna get rid of
the Terran, bit of Protoss. Cool,
yeah.
Cool.
Terran is gonna be a pain.
So we're coming in here and we're just doing a bunch of damage in a bunch of places. At this point, I'm like, okay, I can dump roaches and just piss on things in other places, you know. As long as I don't lose my giant corruptor ball and all my swarm hosts, I'm pretty much good. Like, roaches are pretty replaceable.
Yeah. I love that your opponent literally just went for basically
counter.
No, like Colossi when there's like a lot of corruptors there. It's like
oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the thinking was there.
Was
I don't think Colossus is what you that's the unit out of the robo that you probably want the least versus roaches and corruptors.
Yeah. It's like if
maybe
you can like make a huge
wait,
wall,
no, I get it. It's for the locusts.
Ah yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
Most expensive 300, 200 anti-locust one. Surely there's no 50 minerals 150 gas unit that can actually do AoE damage. Even versus damage even corruptors.
Not at all.
And roaches, no.
And this is another nice moment here.
Yeah,
you can see the Colossus doing its job here, really countering these locusts as it gets focus fired down, along with the Nexus.
Wait, where's the Colossus?
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. In the meantime, he's got a warp prism in my main, and he's really focusing on this Nidus. I'm transfusing it. I can't remember if I save it. I don't think I do. I think I ran out of transfuse.
No, I think you're saving
Let's see. No? Oh my god, that's actually, so many transfuse.
He's actually nicely multitasking. Oh my god, and I love that he went for a proxy base. He's like, you creeped on this base, we'll take the other one.
Oh yeah. But I do discover it. The roach. The roach is coming to punish.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was suspicious of him having that base too, actually, because I was like, there's only one direction he can expand in, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's funny that he did not take the triangle one, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have the links there to make sure, and I think he was just, you know, my army is like constantly outside of his base, so he didn't want to try to do that.
Yeah.
But the corruptors are coming in for another base snipe of his main that he remade, but he's got a warp in. He went for my spire, and it looks like he didn't actually get it. It's got 100 health left.
Poor guy just went for everything and didn't get anything. Or barely got anything.
He got the Nidus worm with nothing in it.
Yeah, thank God you actually got everything out of that Nidus worm.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that there was nothing in that Nidus, because I think I just used it for the queens.
Oh yeah, that's
later on.
Yeah, there was nothing else. So.
Yeah. He's finally clearing these creep tumors. And right now I want some corrosive bile. It's a very nice spell if you have enough of it.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a lot though.
I love the Ultra Cavern as well.
Yeah, Ultra Cavern. I've been enjoying that versus Protoss.
Mineral field depleted.
There's not a lot that can make a Protoss army just like go whoa and just back the fuck up, you know?
A couple ultras just
the
rushing
ultra does
towards
that job. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is making tempests. Do I even want to know that?
Oh no. The Roach Ravager is gonna come smash this base.
I love that you ignore
Ace
the cannon.
angry. Ace smash.
There's that guy on the NA ladder called Slammer online. Slammer is online.
Oh
Slammer.
yeah. No, I think I played Slammer.
Man, Slammer is just such a giga chat, dude. It's like he's always like, it doesn't type good luck, have fun. He types he types it's hammer time. Slammer is online. And when he GGs, he doesn't type GG, he types Slammer need bigger hammer. And if you snipe, if you like get him again, he says something like can't hide from hammer of Slammer.
Oh nice. Let's see what's going on here. So we've got oh nice. Yeah, I just sniped the prism, and then I'm trying to get this base over here, and I'm just like destroying all these pylons here first, because I'm like, he's got all his pylons there. That's going to be a huge problem for him if I just kill all of those.
Oh, I like that he actually cannot. He doesn't have enough units. Like, he has to sack the neck, one of the next eye for sure.
Yeah.
By the looks of
I'm
it,
actually
he
going to
loses
get both. Yeah. I lose the corruptors to get both nexuses, but that's game. At that point, it's like you have no main. He just lost every other base.
I feel like he lost that base and death came to him, you know. And he's like, right? Why did you play on my account? Now you die. The real depth.
Yeah, so you know, sometimes the approach to dealing with the Protoss army is just to not deal with the Protoss army and just go around it like every possible chance you get and just kill a base and like
man,
eventually they just fall over and die because they can't do anything.
Absolutely amazing handling of this whole game. I love that you didn't even bother with like the cannons until like very late.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
so
I mean, it
good.
wasn't a threat, you know what I mean? So it's like, why waste the resources? Because it destroys your tempo. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do half of those things if I had dealt with the cannons first. It would have turned into the game that he wanted to play. So I don't want him to play the game he wants to play.
Yeah, that's exactly. Honestly, well said.
All right, so let's see.
Okay, I'm curious. What else do you have? Because this was already like
yeah.
As you said, you could have won this in like, well, maybe not a million way, but like 900,000 ways.
I had a lot of options.
900,000 ways, maybe.
All right,
this was really
so
good. Like,
let's
very creative
do
usage of the units.
Yeah, I picked that one because it was just like a really interesting like multi-prong and weird composition. You know, it was a fun one. All right, so we got another fun one here.
Yeah, I suppose this is not ladder. This is a custom game.
No, yeah, this is not ladder. Although we did actually have a ladder game. It was pretty funny. He sniped me while I was streaming, and it was like, holy shit! Like first try, it just worked right away.
What a coincidence!
Because our MMR is like really close.
He's like in your chat, and like you randomly check, like, you know, the
he
participants.
Told me, he told me he was gonna snipe me, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I'm laughing because I think, you know, it's not gonna actually happen, and then we queue up, and it's like, oh my god, no way.
Yeah, and
but no,
like,
this is not that game.
Oh, what a coincidence! I didn't know you were streaming or laddering.
Right. But no. This is one of our practice games. You know, like I said, we're like dead even right now, pretty much. Like I think he wins like a couple more than me right now. My ZVP is pretty bad. I'm trying to get it back, but we're pretty even like when we do practice games. So this is from a set of those, and I picked this one because well, I mean, you'll see how it ends, but I handled
good luck, have fun.
The game. I handled the game like situation really smart, I think. You know, because it was like not your typical sort of situation, and I just took advantage. So I'll explain more when it comes up.
Okay.
But yeah, for now, you know, we're just bantering about the previous game that we just played. I went for a Queen Nidus by his third, where he had like 4 gateways at the wall on what is that, post youth?
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, and then like I'm saying here, like I just dove into his Colossus. Like the attack was pretty good, like I did damage, but then I overextended and just dove into his Colossus. Just for context, you know, that's what we're talking about. It was the previous game.
Rarely smart.
Rarely smart. Yeah, it's not a good idea usually, diving into Colossus.
Okay, what's your general approach in ZVP?
Right. So I don't want to get my hatch blocked, so I'm sending up Penelope to not only scout for proxies, but in case he does block my hatch, you know, I try to just take my third instead. It'll be right on time because of how I set my rally. And then also I'm expanding a 16 just because, you know, on most maps that gives you the buffer that you need to be able to expand against like your standard probe scout timing. And then from there, I'm just like, I need to know, is he Stargate or Robo? And if he's Robo, I'm gonna go for Roach Warren and double gas. And if he's Stargate, I'm gonna drone my third first and go for Hydra. That's my general game plan.
Okay.
Oh, and if you're wondering about me talking about the warp gate, like if you looked at my vision, there was like a split second when my Overlord came into vision, and it was like of his cybercore, and it was the animation just looked weird. Like it looked like he canceled warp gate or something, but it was just like the building finishing, I think.
Yeah.
It just looked weird because I saw like the very end of it. Anyway, so now I'm like, all right, I can't trust him. I gotta find out what he's up to.
And he's up to no good, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's up to no good. But yeah, if you're looking at my camera, you can see I scouted that Twilight. Like, Twilight, eh?
Now I wonder, is it gonna be the Dark Templars? Or
it could be. Well, if you look at the production tab.
The Glavage.
Yep.
Well, I want to say boys,
you can see the Roach Warren going down. As I was saying, the Roach Warren is my response against Robo Twilight. Oh, this Overlord, I think I forgot to like send it back to the tower, or it was like slightly off the tower, so he ends up getting that Overlord, which kind of sucked.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. Sometimes it can be a bit tilting.
Late on my... Yeah, yeah. Especially when it like giga blocks you. You know what I mean? You're like, oh no.
It's like blocks you and then that happens and you're like, okay, fuck this shit. I have the best counter, F10.
Right.
Go next. And then you queue up into the same guy. And you're like, oh my god.
We can see a couple of adepts coming in here. And because I was a little bit late on droning my third, because I was like, you know, okay, I see the Twilight, and I think it was like Twilight first, and it felt like second. He was not doing like, you know, a typical, like a you know, Archon drop or something weird like that. You know, it was like, you know, some sort of glaive or charge or something like that.
Oh, and
that was just a lucky guess, pretty much.
Yeah, if you don't pay attention, because the links are like so close when they die, you cannot even, like, if you don't pay attention to the speed itself, it's gonna be hard to even spot that there's glaives.
I am here in the shadows.
So when he comes in here, you know, I know he's gonna try to abuse the high ground there, but the queens are just gonna focus fire the prism. I'm gonna chase these adepts down.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually super good. I'm trying to do the same, like if I have it on spare units, then I just basically get that, yeah.
Another thing that I want to highlight, so these queens that just finished from all three of these bases, and you can see I just added them to my hotkeys, that was because he made me pull the queens to deal with the prism. As soon as I have to pull queens to deal with something, I make extra queens, because they take about 36 seconds to build. Yeah, it's the build time. 36, and the inject time is 30, right?
Yeah.
So you're not losing that much, and if you already have an inject queued, like, you're not really losing that much at all, right?
Yeah, I feel like it, yeah. I think like a lot of pro Zergs do it this way, like, I think Dark likes to do it this way, when he's like, does the inject and pulls the queen to the front and queues up the next one.
Right.
Like, loses a couple seconds of inject, but not the end of the world.
It's worth it to, you know, yeah.
You have
to be able
queens,
to just snappily deal with something, yeah. Like, that way you don't have to like have as many extra queens on standby is the other thing about it. Anyway, so because he made me make all these extra units instead of droning my third, and I know that he has a third because I have that Overlord down there on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now I got to try to punish him for that, because he just lost some adepts, right? I think he lost the prism. You know, we got to do something about this. So I'm just sending everything. I'm like, I'm going to try to at least kill this third base.
Our forces are under attack.
I see that immortal right there, and I'm like, oh, there is nothing around that immortal. Like, I can just surround that immortal.
Yeah, it's just... Actually, it's... Oh, yeah, shield battery protects it, but there's enough links,
shield battery, yeah.
That's good, because it depletes the shield battery as well, and he has to pull the...
However, I do focus the shield battery.
Yeah.
As the roaches come in. I focus the other immortal there. And then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much game. I mean, you can try something, but if he loses this immortal though, then it's over. I think double robo is kind of greedy off of 3 bases, unless you know your opponent is like going for a roach max out. But
he did suspect that I would be going roach.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I'm not sure if I get to use it this game. We played quite a few. But yeah, the roaches are just doing so much work here, and the lings are bullying everything back. It's not really much to deal with it here.
Yeah.
And GG.
That was a pretty straightforward game. I loved how you dealt with the prism and the adepts. That was actually really nice.
It's like as soon as that happens, I'm like, okay, you know, like that was a pretty major victory, even though like I have a bunch of extra units now, which is not really what you want. Like there's a way to take advantage of that, which is just to go like, pressure.
You know, oh, now I have all these units. If there was one way to use them, I wish.
yeah, right. It's not always the end of the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you actually do it. And when you're across the map, you're droning, and when you're finished across the map, and if you took a bad trade, you start units again. So pretty straightforward.
All right. Let's see.
Keep him coming.
Let's go with this is a good one.
Is this like is this like basically like Russian guy just visited the North American server? I'm Yuri.
I don't know, maybe. What let me think of what unit has a Russian accent.
Valkyries in Brood War?
No, but in StarCraft 2, I'm pretty sure there's a unit. I can't for some
battle
reason.
Cruiser?
Yeah, maybe it could be the battle cruiser.
Who calling the fleet?
Could be. Is Yuri calling in the fleet? I don't know.
He's a Terran. Has all the options.
He is a Terran. He says he's Yuri.
Yeah, he says he's Yuri. He says that's his name. I'm Yuri.
His name is I'm Yuri. Yeah, that's right. So, in this game, I was going to do. I think I did the Roach opener, the Railgun 3 Roach, which I promise it's a macro build.
It's always a macro build.
It really is.
Proxy 5 racks, macro opener. Oh man, I see two racks on the production tab. I didn't check the everyone cam, so I'm not exactly sure what we are gonna get, but I'm curious. Okay, now what about your ZVT? You said your ZVT is like kinda bad. What about your
my ZVP is kind of bad. My ZVT is amazing.
Okay.
I've always had good ZVT. It's because I had a lot of really good practice partners when I got into StarCraft 2 who were like all Terrans, you know? And it was like I learned a really solid macro build, and then everybody wanted to practice against me who was a Terran because I was like really good at doing that build versus Terran. And then I just got like tons of ZVT practice in because of that. So I just have good ZVT like understanding of the matchup. Whereas ZVP, like I had some Protoss practice partners around the same time, but like not as many. So it's just a lot weaker because of that.
Okay, so you see this, and what is your? You actually see both of the racks as like this is kind of weird.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Because it's not the standard standard 2 Reaper.
It's weird. It's funky. He did the lift barracks no Reaper, like 2 Marine opener. Like I've seen this before, and this is one of these things that like if you've played against BC players on the ladder and you like run into the same guy but not like twice in a row, we're talking like a week and a half later or something, and something it's a little bit different in the early game. Like this is one of those things that makes you go, hang on, I remember this guy. He does BCs. So to me, I see this kind of thing and I'm like, he might be a BC player. because a lot of the BC players do this, you know, so already alarm bells are kind of ringing for me. But I'm literally doing my preferred counter build to BCs. I was a bit late with the lair because of how things turned out. If I remember right, there was some interactions in the middle of the map, and then things get a little funky. But in the end, the result is the same. Corruptors come out, and the BC, it goes away.
Now, question is it gonna be a BC? And how do you, or do you assume it, or do you even scout it?
At this part in the game, like, I'm assuming it, but because he has all these Marines, I'm like, okay, so maybe not BCs immediately, but I am thinking in the back of my mind, these are all mineral units. Like, all of his gas could be going to making BCs at the same time. Like, there's probably a way where you could make a build like this where it doesn't slow down your BC tech at all, and you're doing Marine pressure like this. But to me, it just felt like he was delaying it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like he had a little bit more Marines than he would if he was going straight to BCs. So it kind of felt like if he is doing BCs, they're probably going to come a little bit later. And I really have to deal with this Marine ball right now, so we're just going to focus on that a little bit. If that wasn't happening, I would already be making a lair, and I'd be heading straight to the Spire.
Right.
Metamorphosis complete.
I'm thinking about breaking those rocks to get at the Marines, but then, like, I just see from the high ground there that they're not behind the
bush,
white
yeah,
vision
that bush
blocker
was so
anymore.
annoying.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna go in and see, like, what's here now. Is he trying to take a third, or, you know, are his units at home? Like, because if my units are outside his base, then he can't just leave his base. But I see he's got bunkers here, and that's when I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, this looks kind of weird.
Yeah. And this is where I start getting a little bit weirded out. I'm like, what actually is happening?
Yeah, I think he was trying to respond to the roaches, but it's like kind of weird. I mean, I'm looking at the production tab, and in that case, it still doesn't give it away. The 2 bunkers doesn't give it away, but
yeah. See, this is the part of the replay where unfortunately I can't really give you much insight because the confusion you're experiencing right now, that's the confusion that I was experiencing during this game. I was like, what is actually happening right now? Like, what is this guy's plan? Yeah.
Bunch of Marines, and he just all of a sudden starts turtling up, like, yeah.
So I start going for the lair because I'm like, okay, maybe he's just sitting there trying to make BCs, and then I come in with the Overlord, and I'm like, okay, is that Stim? Yeah. Like, it looks like he's researching Stim, so is it Bio? Like, what's going on here? But he's just on 2 bases, and he's not dropping me. He's got all of his units in bunkers, and he's got so many bunkers, right? It's confusing.
This looks like the weirdest, like, 2-1-1 from this point of view. Like, I'm trying to, okay, let me just get rid of the production tab, and I'm curious. So what is your plan here? Are you gonna scout with the Overlord at the north?
Yeah, I'm trying to confirm with the Overlord on the. So at this point, like, you can see, I've already dropped the Spire. Like, at this point, I'm like, okay, whatever the fuck is going on here, like, you don't want me to get into your base for some weird reason. So I need to know what's happening in there, and until I know what's happening in there, I'm just gonna assume the worst, which is PCs, because I fucking hate playing against them.
Same. Okay, I'm glad that there's, like, more players who are actually on the same page.
Yeah, they're just not a fun unit to play against. I'm sorry. Like, just the teleport, really, I think.
Like, in neither matchup, by the way. Even though with Protoss, I actually had a decent time dealing with them. with Terran,
yeah,
I think it's
because
like kind of
stalkers
BS.
are pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, with Terran, it's
With,
kind of
yeah,
BS.
oh my
you have
god, they're
Vikings
so
or not.
ridiculous versus Terran. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Either you have enough Vikings to kill them or you don't. Like,
Yeah, and they just jump
So,
away
yeah.
and get Ravens. Yeah, it's annoying. But against Zerg,
Yeah.
it's like if you don't have a Spire or at least 4 queens, you're basically dead.
right.
So
You can see at this point, my Overlord is coming in, and look how badly he does not want me to see inside his base.
oh my god.
At this point, you can see my camera goes over here, and I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah, if you're not doing BCs, I don't know what the hell you're doing. So I'm just gonna assume that it's BCs now.
Yeah, okay, I love the scouting roaches. I mean, if you don't have links, then might as well just leave a roach there.
Yeah, I'll just leave a roach there, you know.
I guess what I would have tried is like try to morph an overseer and get in.
Yeah, get in from another angle.
Overlord.
Yeah.
Maybe I scout something, you know, just try to sack like 1 or 2 more overlords.
That probably would have been the correct approach. I think at this
know.
point I was just feeling
I don't know
a
if
little
OV
bit lazy.
speed is like an option at this point or not.
Possibly. It takes what, like 43 seconds to research? I
Yeah,
forget.
something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I would have been as
Corruptors
confused as you were.
my choice, you know. Yeah. So, you know, at this point I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go Roach Corruptor, you know? Because Roach Corruptor, like, it fights versus Bio, if you watch GSL.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, and +1 armor is the other thing that I like to highlight here. Like, I really am a huge advocate of +1 armor Corruptors. Like, I think anytime you're going Corruptors, it's totally worth it to just get +1 armor. Especially now that it's cheaper.
Mineral field.
By the way, I'm like looking at that. When your camera panned over, you know, that thing.
Which part?
Like when I saw the extra bunkers, I was like, "Whoa, what?" My reaction here on stream was like actually crazy. I'm like, "Whoa, wait a moment."
Yeah. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, like, you know, if he's literally just like turtling up and sitting here, you know, like he's making even more bunkers, you know. It's gotta be BCs, right? Like he's gotta be sitting here just like, I'm just gonna try to not die. He's probably assuming that I'm building up a massive army and I'm gonna come try to kill him. And he's like, if I just don't die and I make BCs, I can teleport him into the Zerg base and I'll win, right?
I love that 5 minutes ago you made like a small push with roaches. Uh-oh. Okay, that's 3.
Oh, yeah, 3 BCs. I have 5 Corruptors on the way. And do I have any finished? I have none finished. I think I'm starting them when I saw the BCs coming in. I think I was just getting armor, and I never actually made the Corruptors.
You have 36 roaches for some reason.
And he's focusing that Spire.
Yeah.
He gets it. I've got 6 Corruptors in the production tab. How many queens do I have? 5. Making some extra queens.
Yeah.
Trying to focus a BC. All these roaches are moving across the map.
Yeah, that's the correct call.
Trying to see what we can see.
Okay.
It's not really a whole lot we can get done here though, and I'm not really looking at these roaches.
Yeah. I guess you should have like looked at the roaches at least for a bit, because here you cannot do anything
I was
else.
really focused on these BCs, and I'm like, am I actually winning this? Like,
I find myself doing the same thing by the way. And then I realized all my roaches and everything just died across the map.
Oh, and I'm making spores at the same time. Like, I'm like making spores and transfusing and like doing all the shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. The second Spire is coming down, so I will be able to make more Corruptors in the future.
Yeah, now the question stands for like every single game when they open BC, like will they commit to more? And in these situations, I think it's really difficult to scout it because they have like all the static defense at the edge of the bases. It's like you have to sack like
in this game,
half an army.
He's already committed, right? Like he's already made 3 BCs and teleported him straight into my base. Like,
oh yeah, the thing I meant is like, will he continue?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious if you're going to make like more corruptors or not.
I probably do as soon as the Spire finishes. To be honest, after this point in the game, I don't actually remember how I ended this.
This is actually a really
this being a really weird game. Yeah, because it was one of these games where like you see somebody doing something and you're like, I don't understand what's happening right now, and you just go through your brain and I'm like, what could he kill me with? Like what's the one thing he could be hiding in the back of his base that he doesn't want me to see that could actually kill me? I'm
sometimes
like,
when you try when you try so hard to actually hide it, sometimes it's like makes it even more obvious. Like,
right,
you want my brain to actually ring those alarm bells off? Like,
yeah,
sure, bunker up like 2 rows in your natural. Let's go. Put like every static defense
who
in
like
existence.
open Stalker before the Adept, you know, and I'm like, you're going DTs or charge lots, right? Like it's got to be that.
Yeah. Especially when you see Stalker and the warp gate being quite fast as well.
Right. Okay, so we are making more corruptors.
Okay.
Seems like at this point I just wanted to go for the Roach Corruptor composition. I am getting a Baneling Nest though. I think I want to eventually go for Ling Bane Ultra Corruptor transition. Yeah, I'm dropping the Ultra Cavern now. Getting Bane speed.
Oh, I just realized, yeah, you also had to have 5 behind this, so... Corruptors are not bad, because you actually snipe those medevacs and...
Yeah.
Without healing the...
This was like a huge catch, which is just super lucky for me, to be honest. Like, this was not so lucky. I'm totally out of position for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess in that case, it's like, yeah, that's... I love this call, by the way, because you're like, okay, it's fine, that one's gonna go down, let's move on, and just, you know, do what we can about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's no way I'm getting back there in time. Like, just sack or pull the drones out, you know, sack the hatchery. It's 300 minerals, so it's not really the biggest deal.
I also love the way, I love the fact that you're like macroing so well.
Yeah,
like,
I've really been working on that.
you're not floating, like, that's crazy.
Spend that money. That's how you win. Just have more stuff than the other guy.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis complete.
I mean, I just look at the minimap and I see that you're like, oh, except for the creep spread, I guess, on the northern side of the map.
It's not great. Yeah, this game, the build order that I opened up with, like, it does not give you a lot of queens to start. So
yeah, that's also true.
Creep is a bit lacking.
Well, technically, roaches actually are more forgiving if you have no creep.
Yes, that's very true.
Because Ling Bane, like,
so here I'm just sending Lings on the tank. Unfortunately, they don't even kill it.
Oh yeah, that's actually so unfortunate.
But the roaches are doing their job, you know.
Yeah, and I see
at
the corruptors
like,
also doing their job.
Got so much. Yeah, corruptors
on the job.
unzipping their fly. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
No, I love me some Corruptor memes. Corruptors are like one of my favorite units.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I see. At this point,
what sold me on the Corruptor for me, like that ability, like that's what makes me love the Corruptor, because the Void Rays are amazing, and like that what's it called, prismatic alignment. That ability, oh my god, it's insane, right? So when I first started playing this game, I immediately compared it to the Corruptor in my head, and I was like, oh, and it has Caustic Spray, which can delete buildings in a similar fashion.
Now you have the
This
Ultras.
is a nice cat.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of Marauders, but like, yeah, you have Crack already, so...
Yeah, and everything's just streaming in. Like, at this point, he's like down so much supply. There's not much he can do here.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be game.
Man, like, the Saren was trying, like... Imagine that I was like... I was like, Mimi got like, you know, a Russian visits like the North American server. Then we talk about like what unit has a Russian accent. We kind of say like, okay, maybe the BC, like who calls in the fleet? Maybe it's and something. You kind of baited me nicely into that. I'm gonna give you that. Oh man, it's actually. Yeah, this Saren was like probably it made it too obvious that he's hiding something really
right.
Wow.
Yeah, just like the complete denial of all information and the complete like lack of a desire to move across the map. You know what I mean? It's like you just don't want to die and you don't want me to see what you're doing. So what does that tell me? You're hiding something.
Something that takes a lot. The BC actually has a Russian accent, especially if you're using the German voice back. This is DEMORALIZE. Okay, we found that out as well.
Okay, should we do like one more? I can do a 12 pool.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want a fast 12 pool or a drawn out?
Whichever you feel like.
Let's see. This one is let's do this. Let's do. I don't remember exactly everything about this, but the title says it's a great game, back and forth, and it's a rematch. And I do kind of remember playing this guy like a few times in a row. Sometimes you just hit the same guy on ladder over and over, right? So he already knows that I'm a cheesy bastard in ZZ. So so I've got to mix things up. So I'm actually building a drone right now. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, I changed my mind. I'm canceling it.
I think Winter StarCraft had like the thing where he was doing his Bronze to Masters educational series where he played random. And I remember he was playing on was it Eternal Empire? Yeah, that's the map. So
okay,
he was playing there and he rolled Protoss, and the Reaper came in and he was like, okay, don't panic, because here comes a lot of players that are gonna be like Forge. I love that moment. No. So you're like, you make the drone and like, Topu.
Like, never mind. No,
I think Casually Explained has like that video about like he explains what StarCraft is, and then he has like one where he says at the end like he's on his climb on the back to GM, road to GM in 30 days, day 76. And then he's like, okay, so I played my first 5 games in like I don't know how many years, and first game I lose to I don't know what, and he's like, okay, so next 4 games I was like, we gotta get it back. Second game I 4-gate. Then third game I'm like, okay, maybe I should go for a macro strategy. Oh, who cares? 4-gate.
That's the way to do it. Only way to ladder.
Okay, so you went for like an interesting variation here.
Yes. So if you've never seen this before, this is going to be a treat. This is the 12 pool Filthy Bane, and I will have to credit Fenner for this build actually. And Fenner is somebody who is not even like in StarCraft anymore, because he's one of the people who left at the start of Legacy of the Void. But at the start of Legacy of the Void, this was a build that he liked, and he did a YouTube video on it, and for some reason it was just the one that I happened to stumble on when I wanted a ZBZ cheese, and I'm like, holy shit, I love this build, and I never changed it. I learned lots of other builds, so I know lots of other ZVZ cheeses and ZVZ builds and things like that, right? Like I can play other games, but this is my default to this day. It's so good. Like
Okay,
even in like Masters League, I was getting like 56% win rate or something. Like it's really good. It's solid.
Okay, so just to like talk a bit about the build, because I just realized, like, hold on a second, this is not even a standard top, not even just a link speed, because we already have
yeah, there's no link speed. So basically, you don't get link speed, and at
so
50
with the
gas.
top pool, then what next?
Yeah. Here. We'll back it up a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the build order. I'm curious
of the gas time, because that's always like the one thing that gives everything away. Okay. Oh, you already go for like 125.
All right. Real quick, we're gonna do a build walkthrough here.
Yeah.
So 12, make the pool, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the pool is done, you just make a drone and rally that to your gas.
Okay. Also, you get like the next drone gets the gas. Okay.
I'm about to destroy the ladder revealing this. Okay. So you rally this drone to the gas. Make 2 more drones here.
Ace is just unveiling secrets.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start playing this build and credit Ace for it.
It's horrifying. So after you take the gas, you're gonna have a larva again. So you're gonna use that to make an overlord at 13.
Okay, so you don't go up to 14 out of 14.
No. After you make this overlord, you do nothing. You just wait for the gas to finish, and when it's almost finished, you grab 3 drones and you put it in the gas.
Yeah,
and you can do that, at whatever level.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need them for the links.
You already made one. You would have had 14 out of 14, but the gas takes away 1. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, whatever level you're at for like how you saturate gas, like do it that way, right? Like just pull it at whatever time gets them in the gas on time. Like you just can't be late with your gas at all. Super critical. Okay, so as soon as the pool is done, you're gonna want to make 3 sets of lings here, and then your queen. And then I like to make a 4th set of lings here, and then make the baneling nest after that. But if you look up the build from the video I was talking about, then you would actually make it before the 4th set of lings.
Okay.
I actually think it's better to just make a 4th set of lings, because then you have a little bit more protection when you're morphing your banes, and it just works out
like
better.
1 or 2 seconds delay. So, well, okay, maybe not, like maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Which can be a
it also
game
might
changer,
depend on like
but
the map, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, other details, if you want to set a rally point, I like to do that. I also, in the early game, I like to set it on like some sort of a side path usually, and then as soon as I see like an overlord scouted me, I just rally directly, because after that it's like, okay, we're just going for maximum reinforcement time, the surprise element is gone.
Yeah.
And then once you get in their base,
you should
try not to do what I just did and scratch their hatchery, because if they're not paying attention to their minimap, they might just not even notice your lings went into their base. And you just creep around the side and avoid the creep as much as you can, and get into the corner and start morphing banes.
Okay.
Now you might be thinking, Ace, you're a maniac. What time is this? 2:10 in the game? You're making banelings in my main? What the fuck is this? But trust me, it works.
It works.
It works. Now the key here is you got to go for damage during this 4 baneling wave here. It is all about the bane detonations. If you mess this up, the game can be just straight over. A lot of times it's playable after that, and this is one of those games where it was playable. So we're gonna see what happens here in a minute.
Why do I feel like you're saying like it was playable, aka you did not do damage?
I did not do damage. Yeah, we'll see. So he gets 1 bane already. great for him. Another detail, when the Banes are morphing, you want to try to use your lings, because he's going to usually have more lings than you. You want to just like run in circles and not actually fight him, because you're just trying to get him to not attack your banelings. So you want to do that thing where, like, if he's focus firing the Banes, you attack his lings. If he's not doing that, you let him run in circles and chase you. I also like to, so that I just did to detonate all the links there, because I was like, value, right?
Yeah, that was like 7 links or shit or some shit for like one link. That's good.
And super early game too, so that matters a lot. The other thing that I wanted to point out here is when I'm morphing the Banes, I usually set them in split rallies in 2 pairs. So I'll set some going in on one side of the hatchery and then some going in on the other side of the hatchery. And the reason for that is a lot of players, if they don't know how to split very well, they will literally just grab all of their drones and run them out of one side of their hatchery. So it's like whichever side you run your drones to, I just have a pair of Banes there waiting for you, and you lose all
normally you want to like spread them out as much as possible to deny the splash.
If they do spread their Banes, or their workers, sorry, if they split their workers like really well, then there is something else you can do, which is just set up a shift click with your banelings and just shift click them around in their mineral line, because then they can't mine. Because if they send all their workers back to mine, then you just detonate the banelings, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to, like, you know, also tag you with like a ling or something like that. You know, it buys you some time, just delays mining time even more. And sometimes, you know, I'll see players that split all of their drones and then they have no lings, and they're expecting me to like lose control of my Banes and like derp them into one drone off on the side, and I just never do it, and I just keep shift clicking, and he just watches it for like 30 seconds, and then he's like, GG. Yeah, it's happened more often than you think.
and for those who are actually saying like, oh, you should just use patrol, no, because patrol actually assumes that it will attack once you get in proximity of it.
Yeah,
so that's why Ace said shift click. So
yeah,
just
shift click,
clarifying
always
that, you know, a small detail but the important one, because the shift click will not actually detonate it.
So here, let's see how this detonation goes. I actually don't remember exactly how, but we can see the game length is quite long. I don't know if you're
I'm hiding it from my viewers, but
oh, you're hiding it. Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's a decent length. So
yeah, it's a decent length. So yeah, well, let's see how this detonation goes. It looks like I'm just gonna blow them up right here. Nice.
5 drones. What do we get 2 here? Banes. I don't know. I guess that's fine.
Yeah, he's up a drone and a hatchery and a queen, which is not great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, he does not have ling speed, but I have a Bane nest, so there is that.
Yeah, I guess he cannot kill you right away.
Oh.
Okay, one more.
And look at that. Reinforcing lings came in and got 2 more, actually.
There's
and that
more.
brings him down to 11, so now he's down a drone.
Now I guess you kind of need to expand as well.
Yeah, now's the point where, you know, I kind of need to make a call. Like, am I going to go for the throat? Like, do I think I can actually kill him? Or am I going to try to drone? So at this point, I'm expanding. I think I've missed an inject as well.
Oh man, that happens so much when I have to like micro stuff. It's actually crazy.
It's killer when you're doing this build though. You can't miss injects. Oh, that's another detail. If you're trying to do this build, there's an inject you have to pull off while your banelings are morphing in their main.
Okay.
Don't miss that.
Yeah.
You also can't forget the Overlord at 21 supply. It's going to be right as your lings are moving out, like a little bit before that.
Okay.
So at this point, you know, we just kind of have to hope for value here, because you know, we know that we're going to be behind on almost everything. So we just have to hope that we can get good Baneling value, because he doesn't have Baneling tech and I do.
Oh, he's going
but I don't want to take any horrible fights here.
Ooh, that could be good.
Oh, nice.
It's not bad. That's like up to like 4 links. I think it's so worth it for
For just a Bane, yeah.
Yeah. It's worth to like get 4 links for a Bane. I mean, sorry, 1 Bane for 4 links. For the link player, I mean. I think if you lose more, then it's like...
Larva-wise, it's bad, though, is the other thing that is important here.
Well, I guess it's like, I don't know, it's tolerable, like...
Oh, this is terrible for me, though. He's catching some of my Banelings that were morphing.
Oh! Okay, no.
But he just whiffed into my other Banes there. And at this point, I'm droning.
Now I start understanding how this game is this long.
Yeah. So I'm like, I have to continue. Yeah, both of us are like, oh shit, like... Because he took a lot of damage, and I'm like, I'm really far behind because I opened in a cheesy way. Ooh, another Baneling hit. That was a good one.
Man, for a split second, I look at Charlie, and when I look back at the monitor, the Baneling explodes.
You can see resources lost. I'm about 300 ahead.
Yeah, it's actually quite a lot of resources lost. It's like 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, it's...
Yeah, ZVZ is expensive.
Ooh.
And the value... Ooh.
Ooh.
I want that group of links, but he's not going to give it to me. So at this point, you know, he's got the spines, which is kind of the nail in the coffin for this sort of a build order. But we're at the point now where we're actually getting some drones up, and we've got ling speed, so we can actually start to pressure and like surround the spines.
Oh, that was nice micro, by the way.
Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Duped him back, and then got that ling group there, and then we can snipe the queen, come in with some more lings here. Because now I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure that I have 2 hatcheries up here, and with my droning, I might have more than him. I might not, but if I keep up the pressure, I think I can out-micro him, and he doesn't have Banelings yet.
Okay, I'm curious how we get here, because this deficit of like workers is sometimes like game ending. He's up by a whole mineral line, so it was.
Yeah, my assumptions, you know, like I said, I didn't know. I'm like, I could be ahead, I could be not, you know.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta pretend that you're ahead
until you find out otherwise.
Yeah.
These Banelings are coming in. I have to take out these spines, because that is what is preventing me from continuing my assault. And now he's forced to pull the boys, so to speak.
This is actually
the surround is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
But I'm sensing that, you know, the defenses are cracking here. You know, rather than when I showed up, I didn't see like more spines, and now there's 2 Evos and a Roach Warren in the wall, and I can't get in at all. That wasn't what I saw, you know?
Yeah. Now you see 2 extra spines again.
I'm thinking he's slowly crumbling under the pressure, and I just have to keep it up at this point.
I mean, that's a lot of lings.
And he's refusing to make Banes for some strange reason I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting that he has the Evo faster, and I see that it's going to go with 4+ on missile. I mean, I guess the end goal against this is going to be roaches anyways, but...
I suppose, yeah.
You kind of need to, like, be able to...
You don't want to use your gas, yeah.
Yeah, like, get up to... Yeah, but you also kind of need to not die, you know, and get out enough roaches at once to actually not get surrounded and just killed. So I am also kind of confused that he was not making any Banelings. I think even a later Baneling nest would have been good.
Finally, I get this hatch, and I'm out of there. I'm like, okay, that's good enough for me. Because I already saw in his main, he's got like a spine and a macro hatch, and his 2 Evos and Roach Warren are there, and it's all like set up in this funnel. It's like, oh, that's a really horrible place to attack.
You finally complete the mission. Actually dead.
Right.
And then they tell you there's 2 more in the main. Go get him.
It's like, oh no.
Oh, you thought it's for another wave here. You thought that's it? Ooh, that's actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
See, that's huge. What I mean. That's what I mean. Now he's getting surrounded with those lings. Or by those lings, rather.
The ling ball is just becoming overwhelming, and I'm like, oh, right. We can't attack here. What do we do? Maybe I can kill a spawning pole? No. Let's kill these roaches. Okay, let's not. Let's just go. But we know that, you know, at this point, things are looking good for us. We've got a 3rd already finished. Oh, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Because think about this, my main is mining out. So what does his main look like? Probably mining out too.
Yeah, definitely. He had more workers as well, so...
Yeah, exactly. He had more workers in the early game, so...
more behind in that case. Like, even more mined out, is what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes you actually forget, like, you're like, oh my god, my main is mining out, and you, like, forget that. Oh, wait a moment, like, if my main is mining out, then his main should mine out as well.
Yeah.
Especially
that's actually, like, one of the most powerful mechanics to think about in Legacy of the Void. It's like when your bases mine out and how that affects the game. This, however, was, like, an amazing play from him, where he just sends these roaches across the map. This almost kills me. Because at this point, I don't think I have roaches at all. I have the building. I don't have any roaches.
It's gonna be like 1 roach soon, and then 2 more.
And I'm even pulling the boys here, because I'm like, okay, I just need to not die. Like, he's literally on 1 base, and the base is mining out. Like, if I don't die, I have 3 hatcheries. I don't really care how many drones I have. Like, I can just move my drones to a full base.
Yeah.
He probably could have kept going up there and killed me because I had like 2 roaches and 2 queens right there.
Yeah,
but for some reason he doesn't.
At least.
Yeah. I think he had enough units. He's trying it now, but it's already too late because I've already got more roaches out. Transfuse. Finally remembering to do it. I'm terrible at getting the transfuses on time. I'm like, oh yeah, transfuse, and I try to select the queen like as it's dying, and I'm like, the queen, no!
Oh
I was gonna use you to transfuse.
So much. I feel that pain so much.
It's the worst, right?
Yeah, it's like, why didn't I transfuse this in time? It's like, I see that there's a transfuse and I'm like, shouldn't I click it?
Yeah.
Guess I should click it.
Wait until the last minute. So at this point, I think he's trying to just keep ling run-bys going here, so he can keep me on my side of the map, similar to what I was doing to him.
It's funny because I see the resources here and I see that he's slotting all the gas in the world. And
yeah,
sure
that is crazy, mining. Actually.
I'm gonna look at his... Oh, he's almost mining at full saturation. Off of 2 gases.
Ooh.
Our drones are under attack.
I mean, I guess he had nothing better to do with those drones. Because he was mined out.
I guess, yeah. Let's see, I actually don't know, but does he have his natural? He is remaking a natural right now, actually, as I asked that.
Also, I think after this one, I need to make a coffee. This is gonna be the first set.
I have to go after this replay as well.
Oh, I really hope you actually can watch the clip compilation.
Yeah, I'll stick around for some. Yeah, I'll have it in my ear.
yeah, it's gonna be good because it's mostly the funny moments, so it's not even stuff that you kind of need to like, pay maximum attention to. And of course, you were there, so you might remember most of it.
Yeah, yeah. I heard some of them earlier. I remember some of those games.
Yeah, when I was compiling them, I was like, oh man, it's like, oh yeah, I remember. I was like laughing so much at them. I'm like, dude, this was such a crazy moment.
Yeah, Clone compilations are fun. Like they're like photo albums for your stream. Yeah. That's what I was.
I love how much you want to actually take down this Overlord.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got the biles, you know.
I got the biles.
Oh no, but he's got the biles too. Seems like his roach ball is slightly bigger. And thus is the story of ZVZ. He who has the bigger roach ball wins. So I must retreat.
My balls are bigger than yours. I smack my balls in your face. Like it or not. But I think you killing these overlords is actually much more value because he's behind in economy, and just because he has to remake these, it's actually kind of
yeah, it's pretty bad for him right now.
Like, look at him. He has
especially with the low larva.
He has 12 larva, and he cannot spend it.
Oh really?
He has no money.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. So he has no money. That is crazy. He spent all his minerals on roaches.
Yeah, and he was not remaking his natural for a long time because he spent it on like lings and roaches.
This is where the 1,000 gas bank comes into play. Just make all the Ravagers.
Yeah. It's like one of the roaches are in the reds. Nope. Rav. Make a Rav.
Yeah, at this point I'm you know thinking just like don't lose my third and keep making roaches. Like it's a pretty simple matchup at this point. You know, I just assume that I have plenty of income here because I'm mining from my third and my nat and my main, so surely at this point it must be ahead.
I love that it took you 16.5 minutes to get to where at 7 minutes you would be basically in the standard ZVZ, you know.
Yeah.
This was truly
it's a long and meandering
games of all time
to get to a standard game sometimes, you know. It's a strange road we take. But we get the same place in the end. Or sometimes the game just ends.
Yeah.
And now here, you know, I also want to point out, when you're ahead in larva in this situation, really nice to throw some lings in here, actually. Rather than just more
because they can surround as well.
Yep, because you can just surround, and they're great versus Ravagers.
They're also kind of larva efficient because you get 2 for 1.
In a weird way. I just ate the biggest biles of all time to the face.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, you dodged some, but you also ate some. So.
That was disgusting. Also, lings reinforce fast, which is really nice when you're attacking.
Yeah, this looks like it's still not game, but
yeah, it's like so close. And...
yeah, both of you trading out your armies is actually beneficial for you because you're ahead.
Yeah,
you have a 30, he does not, so
yeah, that's sort of my philosophy in general. Like, if you have more eco, just keep attacking. Like, it's always going to be better for you, even if you're like taking an equal trade. It's always going to be better for you if you have more eco, because you can replace your army easier than they can.
Yeah. Although this is kind of scary when you look at it, so.
It is, yeah. Especially with the number of Ravagers he has.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of banking on the fact that you will step into those vials, I guess. But you have more army supplies, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Zerg has the ability to trade inefficiently. One ahead. It's quite nice. It's a luxury we're afforded.
Under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Oh.
Oh, that's painful. That was about to finish too. Pop. No cancel.
Oh yeah, that's also. Oh my. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, so I assume this is like one more push and that's it.
Yeah, I think at this point,
like,
there's not really much he can do. If you can see the supply, you know, at this point, I can't see the supply, of course, but
the supply.
I pretty much know what's going on here. Yeah, and he just leaves.
You get quite a low amount of GGs.
I don't know why.
I wonder. Why wouldn't they GG? I don't understand.
I don't understand.
All right. Oh, Mauzy fam, that was Aces in My Mind session. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check him out on his Twitch. Let's give him a shout out. Be sure to follow him.
Thank you.
And
it was a blast.
No, thank you for showing up. I really appreciate your effort.
Oh, of course.
And the preparation and everything. And I kind of spotted in the meantime that you also shared, reposted, whatever we call it.
I did retwitter the Twitter. Yes.
Retwitter the Twitter. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support, and let's get you to these milestones as well, because I'm ready to return the favor.
That would be awesome, and congrats, man. Like, this is a huge deal.
Thank you very much for something that I started just casually, you know. And as I always say, the most important thing about this whole community is that it grew organically. So and this 24-hour stream is for me, it's like it's a challenge, and it satisfies my, you know, achievement centric side, I guess, because I have one of those sides, you know, that kind of likes to like tick off that thing off the checklist. On to the horror games we go. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So yeah, but it also it's for you guys, like you included as well. And I actually learned, so especially this build, I gotta try this build because this looks awesome. Like 210 Bailings, man.
It is disgusting. Yeah. You gotta try it. You gotta try it at least once. Just the joy of watching a whole mineral line evaporate and GG gets called like before like 3 minutes in the game. You're like, what the heck just happened?
3-minute games, imagine.
It's great. Like, they're usually about 4 when you get a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, or it can be 20 minutes as well.
It was a blast.
All right, thank you so much, man. All right, I guess
I'll catch you later, man.
Yeah, later.